Welcome to the fantasy audiobook, Naruto. Wherever Uchiha flies, descendants are born. Chapter 61. Although the members of the Root organization are not very old, they have taken on many strange tasks, big and small, but this is the first time to attend a wedding. Xiaoyu led the group into the wedding hall. Looking at the beautiful brides, the members of the Root had no expression on their faces, just standing quietly by the side, like a group of bodyguards. You guys can eat whatever you want. There is no need to be so restrained. I will go to accompany my wives first. After hurriedly saying 2 words, Xiaoyu ran to the brides to do business. At the end of the Root organization, there were 4 little ghosts. They had just joined the Root organization not long ago, and had not experienced Danzo's bloody final training. They still maintained some of their original innocence and did not wipe out all their emotions. Looking at the various delicious foods on the table and the environment full of milk fragrance, they were really greedy. However, the Root organization seniors in front of them did not make any moves, but just stood there straight. Even if they were greedy, they dared not move unless the seniors moved. They could only swallow the saliva that kept flowing out of their mouths. At this time, a childish voice came from the side of the 4 little ghosts. Hey, your outfit is similar to my classmate Aburame Chino, are you from the Aburame clan? The person who spoke was Sasuke, who was eating a tomato rice ball. Yes, I am. The Root organization kid with glasses nodded. Sasuke looked at the 4 people carefully and smiled happily. I heard from Brother Xiaoyu that you are the strong team that Grandpa Hokage gave to Brother Xiaoyu to manage. You look like you are only a few years older than me. That's great. I will finally have a companion in the clan. My name is Sasuke, I am 8 years old this year, and I am very happy to meet you. My name is Aburame Tone, I am 11 years old. I am Yamanaka Fu, also 11 years old. My name is Shin, 10 years old. My name is Sai, I am 9 years old this year. So I am the youngest, I can work in a powerful team. Are you very strong? Can you practice with me in the future? I practice alone every time, which is too boring. Don't look at my young age, my strength is not bad. Sasuke scratched his head and took out 4 tomato rice balls while speaking. Looking at the fragrant rice balls in front of them handed to their mouths, the 4 little ghosts couldn't help it anymore and started to eat crazily. Sasuke, eating my rice ball means you agree, right? Let's go out and practice now. This wedding is full of women, it's too boring. With your help, I will definitely become stronger faster. Sorry, we can't act without the adults' orders. Aburame Token was the first to speak after eating the rice ball, and rejected Sasuke's invitation expressionlessly. Sir, are you referring to Brother Xiaoyu? That's easy. Wait, I'll call him over. Sasuke immediately ran to Xiaoyu and shouted, Sisters-in-law, move aside. Brother Xiaoyu, stop kissing. I need your help with something. Sasuke, you are still so unromantic. You always disturb me when I am in the best mood. Xiaoyu wiped his mouth and took out a tissue to wipe off the red lipstick marks on his face. What's so urgent? My Shin clan can't be delayed. Sasuke pointed his little hand toward the wall, pointed at the 4 little ghosts and said, I want those 4 children to accompany me to practice. They look like they should be very strong. Brother Xiaoyu, don't they listen to you? Please help me say something. Xiaoyu narrowed his eyes and looked at the tender faces of the 4 little ghosts. Haha, Sasuke, you are really good at picking. They each have their own unique skills and are very powerful. Really, hearing this, Sasuke's eyes flashed, and his face was full of expectation and dissatisfaction. Sasuke is a unique leader in the ninja school. He usually thinks that he is the most powerful among people of the same age or age. When he saw the 4 people just now, Sasuke felt that they were not simple. Now he heard what Xiaoyu said, which aroused his desire to challenge. Looking at Sasuke's little expression, Xiaoyu shook his head helplessly. He knew that if he didn't agree, Sasuke would probably keep pestering him and delay his good things, so he had to agree to Sasuke's request. Go, remember to let them be gentle, otherwise you will get hurt. Humph, Brother Xiaoyu. You underestimate me too much. I am a genius. Seeing Xiaoyu agreed, Sasuke was too lazy to stay in this group of women full of yin for too long, and directly pulled the 4 little ghosts out. The Hidden Rain Village, the highest point. Pain was alone, sitting handsomely on the tip of the tongue of the ghost face, admiring this country where rain has been falling. Not long after, Conan slowly walked behind him, looking nervous, biting her red lips with her pearly teeth, and whispered, Nagato, I have something to tell you. What's wrong? I don't know why. I seem to be pregnant. Pain. What did you say? Whose? Conan stammered in response, I don't know. Akatsuki Organization Base. In the dark hall, ethereal figures appeared one after another, landing on the fingertips of the outer demon statues. Hidan scratched his head impatiently and complained, why are there so many meetings recently? I really don't have any freedom at all. I still have to teach. If this continues, I will quit. Kakuzu. Boring teachings. The only thing that wastes time and freedom is your disgusting and long ritual. Deidara's expression was full of displeasure. Chief, why is it so urgent? Scorpion. Shut up, Deidara, and listen honestly. Originally, the members were doing organizational tasks in various countries. For unknown reasons, Pain forcibly summoned them back. All the members looked at Pain, waiting for him to speak. Pain slowly opened his purple eyes, looked at everyone with stern eyes, and said in a cold voice, there is something I want to remind you of. Zonin is pregnant. Everyone was startled at first, and then immediately congratulated. Deidara. Congratulations, boss, you are blessed with a baby. Let me celebrate by giving out art, okay. Hidan had a wicked smile on his face. You guys are always flirting with each other on weekdays, so I knew something was definitely going on between you two. Really, you're too oblivious. You didn't even think of informing us until the rice was cooked. Scorpion. When are you going to get married? Remember to be nice to your child and don't let him feel lonely. Kakuzu felt his 5 hearts aching at the same time. Boring, young people just can't control their desires. I really don't want to give you the money. Uchiha Itachi. I suggest having a younger brother. Kisame. Mr. Itachi, when you give birth to a younger brother, do you want to change the eyes of the first child? Does the samsara eye also have such a mechanism? You are still cruel. Itachi Uchiha shook his head expressionlessly, thinking to himself, you won't understand. Ju was very surprised. When did this happen between you and Xiaonan? Why didn't I know? Pain. Just be quiet and listen to me. The child is not mine. Quote ? Not yours. Whose is it? Pain. I don't know, and Xiaonan doesn't know either. When everyone heard this, they looked at each other. At this time, they saw bursts of fierce light emanating from the leader's reincarnation eyes, as if they had understood something, and they explained one after another. Deidara. Boss, don't look at me, I'm not an adult yet. I can't do this. Uchiha Itachi. +1. Kisame Kazaki spread his hands and said, it has nothing to do with me. You guys know about sharks. If it were me, Conan would be pregnant with 10. Hidan. What are you looking at me doing? It's not me. I only use a knife to stab people. No need for anything else. Scorpion. Exclude me too. For now, I don't have that thing. Absolutely. +1. Kakuzu. It can't be me. I am an immortal person and don't need inheritance. Having children will only cost money and is meaningless. Hidan. Who could that be? We are the only ones who hang out together all the time. Could it be that guy Fei? Ju. That's even more impossible. That kid has trouble going to the toilet. Members. Whose could it be? Everyone put on an innocent expression, but looked at others with eyes full of suspicion. The reasons stated by the members were all reasonable, but the incident actually happened, which made Nagato have to suspect that someone inside was responsible for it. Pain. Forget it. Mutual suspicion will only make the organization lose unity. Let's put this matter on hold for now. In 9 months, there will be a conclusion. Kisame. 9 months. What do you mean? Pain. When the child is born, let's see who he looks like. Then the truth will be revealed. Deidara. That makes sense. Each of our hair has the same color. Do we still need to look at the appearance? You can tell by looking at the child's hair. Ju. Pen, actually you shouldn't ask us. It's Xiaonan who is pregnant with the child. She is one of the parties involved anyway, so you should ask her. Pain. I asked, but she doesn't know. Her expression is more innocent than yours. Kakuzu. Ha, I don't know. Is this reasonable? Scorpion. It's unreasonable. I know the structure of the human body best. If you don't do that, all you can create is a puppet. Hidan. That's not necessarily true. It's not like you haven't seen Conan's moves before. His body split apart and scattered paper all over the sky. I guess he used too much chakra during recycling and just happened to take back the toilet paper in other people's bedrooms. Then it happened to, quote, Kakuzu. Shut up, Hidan. Do you think Conan is as stupid as you? Deidara. Ha ha ha. Hidan's imagination is so artistic, ha. Pain. Shut up, all of you. Xiaonan is one of our members, no teasing is allowed. Seeing that Pain was a little angry, the members instantly became quiet. In short, if Xiaonan said she didn't know, then she must not know. I believe her. Originally, I didn't want her to keep this child, but she felt that it was not easy to have a child in troubled times. Maybe it was a gift from God. I have to respect her thoughts. During this period, Xiaonan will prepare for her pregnancy with peace of mind and will no longer participate in any tasks within the organization. Okay, this is all I want to inform you. Disperse. The next day, Uchiha clan land. After a day and night of newlyweds, Uchiha Sha-yu was not tired at all. He put on his clothes and got up early. He was energetic and refreshed. While brushing his teeth, the system reminded him as usual. Ding. Yesterday's record summary. Ah, too much, just tell me the result directly. Hee, broke the record, no poking, no poking. Sha-yu spit out the mouthwash in his mouth, looked at his perfect body in the mirror, and smiled confidently. The art of perseverance combined with the art of winning the lottery is really NB. Hee, kid, why did you get up so early today? Why are you still wearing clothes? Anyway, you have to take off your clothes everywhere, so why not? That won't work. I'm not used to naked running. You'll get used to it after running for a long time. I'm doing this for your own good, saving time cost. Besides, it seems that only Sasuke has never seen your body in the entire clan land. Almost everyone else has seen it. What are you afraid of? System, what you said seems to make sense. But let's talk about it another day, I have something to do today. Today is the day Sha-yu officially goes to work. As one of the members of the Konoha leadership team and one of the senior consultants of Konoha. With this opportunity to enter the inner, Sha-yu will naturally not waste it. In his eyes, a touch of scarlet flashed. System, watch, I will double this record today. Hokage building, Sha-yu is coming. After saying that, Sha-yu took out a pair of sunglasses from the drawer to cover his eyes, walked out of the door with a dominant step. Hokage building. It's already 9 o'clock in the morning, and basically everyone who should go to work is in place. Sha-yu entered the main hall of the building, starting from the first office, without hesitation, and pushed the door directly. Hello, is this the office of the village senior consultant? In this office, there are rows of young girls sitting. Judging from their dress, they should be doing clerical work. The girls were all stunned. 5 seconds later, oops, sorry, I'm new here, maybe I went to the wrong room. Sha-yu scratched his head, with a wicked smile on his face, and walked out. The next room, the same door, the same standard words. Hello, is this the office of the village senior consultant? This room is full of men. Looking at the frail appearance of this group of people, it is estimated that they are also a group of civilians. Sha-yu was a little disappointed, and his eyes under the sunglasses did not glow red. Sorry, I went the wrong way. I should go to your business. Sha-yu stepped out of the door. Before she could enter the third room, she heard a faint moan from the first office. Ah, my stomach hurts. Strange, me too, ouch. No, not only does it hurt, I can't even use any strength. Ah, Sha-yu sighed distressingly. Sorry, just bear with it for another hour and you will be fine. After taking maternity leave, you will thank me, Sha-yu. The third room, continued. Repeated routines, repeated words, over and over again. As time passed, first floor, second floor, third floor, top floor, there were only 3 offices left to liberate the entire Hokage building. Hello, is this the office of the village's senior advisor? Yes, an old and shrill grandmother's voice came from the room. Quote. Sha Yu was stunned. In the office, one of Konoha's senior advisors, Kaharu Utane, was sitting. His eyes narrowed into a slit, and his face looked too milky. Shit, you really can't barge into the office on the top floor. Sha Yu thought to himself that something was wrong, and quickly put away the red light in his pupils. Sorry, I went to the wrong room, please continue to be busy. Isn't this Sha Yu? Come in. Utane Kaharu stood up and gestured to Sha Yu to come in expressionlessly. I heard from Hiruzen that you will be a colleague of the same level as me in the future. Although I don't know what he thinks, it's come to this point. There are some things that we should talk about first, kid. What kind of position is a senior consultant of the village? Sha Yu has no qualifications and no merits. Utane Kaharu is very puzzled by this. When they met today, she didn't take Sha Yu seriously at all, and even her tone was full of disdain and asking for instructions. This old lady. Sha Yu's heart sank when he heard the sarcastic words of Kaharu Utane. It seems that today I must let you taste what it feels like to have a child in old age. With your body, you may die in the delivery room. Under the sunglasses, a red fishy light suddenly appeared in his eyes. However, a second later, the fishy light disappeared. HMPH, forget it, you are not worthy of having my child. Before crossing over, Sha Yu always looked down on these old consultants in Konoha. They are useless and always like to interfere in everything. They always talk about high-sounding principles, but they can't do anything when they really encounter problems. Just as Sha Yu was thinking about how to deal with this old man, several hurried figures suddenly rushed into the office. Master Chun, it's bad. Tanye Kaharu frowned and shouted in a low voice, what happened? You are so flustered, you don't look like a ninja. When I was young. Don't think about the past, Master Chun. All the women in the building suddenly started to have stomachaches and paralysis, without exception. What did you say? All the women in the entire building? Yes, Master Haru. Are you sure? I'm sure. Even my sister-in-law and my aunt who are in charge of the sanitation in the building have the same symptoms. I suspect that the enemy is targeting all the female elites in the village. It should be poisoning. Utane Kaharu subconsciously touched her belly. I am also a woman in the building, and an important figure in the headquarters, why am I fine? The entire Hokage building was in chaos. Not long after, members of the Konoha medical department arrived on scene to provide emergency treatment to all the female patients. Because the incident happened suddenly and there were many doubts, it attracted great attention from Sarutobi Hiruzen and others. In the conference room, Sarutobi Hiruzen, Kaharu, and Mito Kaden sat in their respective seats with frowns on their faces, waiting for the report from the medical team. As a member of Konoha's core leadership team, Uchiha Natsuyu was naturally called over by Sarutobi Hiruzen. Sarutobi Hiruzen took a deep breath of smoke and asked, this matter is very strange. Do you have anything to say? Mito Menyon pushed up his glasses. So many people have stomachaches at the same time, and they are all women in the office building. Even the sanitation staff are not spared. I think it is not food poisoning. It is most likely caused by a hostile village in Konoha. The murderer is probably this is to dismantle the logistics power of Konoha's top management. Turning to bed, Kaharu said, being able to attack where Konoha's power is most concentrated, I think the murderer should be someone from the building. It seems that we have a spy mixed in here. Sarutobi Hiruzen. Then which force do you think is responsible? Xiaochun went to bed and said, Humph, who else can there be except Union Village? They are the only ones who always do such dirty and immoral things. They have no bottom line at all. They are simply a group of robbers and bandits. Mito Kaden. Well, I think so too. Since the end of the Third World War, Kurigakure has closed the country, and Sunagakure has signed an alliance agreement with us on paper. Although Iwagakure's Onoki is not a good thing, this despicable he won't do it. After listening to the analysis of the two comrades, Sarutobi Hiruzen nodded and said nothing. He frowned and thought for a moment, then turned to look at Sha Yu and asked, Sha Yu, what about you, do you have any ideas? Sha Yu coughed lightly and reprimanded loudly, I think what the two seniors said is right. It was those fools named Union who did it. They also poisoned the lovely and high-quality sisters, a bunch of old perverts. High quality. Hearing this word, Xiaochun felt a little unbalanced when he went to bed. in terms of high quality, I am the most high quality woman in the building. Mito Kadoyan echoed. I guess the murderer doesn't dare. He is afraid of your strength and is afraid of being discovered by you in advance. Hearing this, Xiaoqin's mood instantly relaxed a lot when he went to bed. That's right, Men Yan, you still understand me. Okay, now that you have finished speaking, let me tell you what I think. Hiruzen Sarutobi put down his pipe, interrupted the exchanges between Koharu and Man Yan, and said seriously. I think, this matter may not have been done by Union Village. When I interrogated Danzo, Danzo once confessed such a crime. In order to cooperate with Orochimaru, he took the initiative to help Orochimaru place an undercover agent in the village. What? After hearing the news, Koharu and Mito Kadoyan were shocked at the same time. Then Koharu went to bed. What on earth is Danzo thinking? He actually works for the rebellious ninja of the village. Mito Kaden. Who is that undercover agent? Did Danzo give an explanation? Sarutobi Hiruzen. Well, I told you, his name is Kabuto, and he is now lurking as a genin in the village. In recent days, I have sent Anbu to secretly follow him. His counter-reconnaissance ability is very strong, and he is impeccable. His strength cannot be underestimated. Quote. Mito Kadoyan. Follow him. Just follow him. Hiruzen. Since you know he is a spy, just arrest him. Sarutobi Hiruzen shook his head. What's the use of catching it? What I really want to know is Orochimaru's purpose. What exactly is he going to do by sending people into the village? If you catch a spy, there will be a second one, and if there is a second spy, there will be a third one. Instead of going over and over like this, it's better to find out the source of the conspiracy. Koharu went to bed. We have Morino Ihiki, a master of torture. As long as we grab Kabuto, are you afraid that he won't be able to pry Kabuto's mouth open? Not to mention that Yamanaka Haichi is here. Sarutobi Hiruzen responded helplessly. It's useless, I found Kabuto's previous information from the Root Organization's intelligence library. He grew up in a village orphanage. He is a rare genius in medical ninjutsu. Later, he won the trust of Orochimaru and was taken by him as his confidant. A person who can be favored by Orochimaru must be very tight-lipped, and he will probably commit suicide in an unexpected way without waiting for Yamanaka Kai to take action. After turning to bed, Koharu was a little disappointed. Hiruzen, although I understand your thoughts, I can't let spies run amok in the village. That kid probably did what happened today. At present, he is the most suspicious. Quote. Mito Kadoyan nodded in agreement. Well, that's right, we can't condone him anymore, we have to find a way to figure out his purpose as soon as possible. Sha Yu, who was standing next to him, saw this and sneered in his heart. Haha, these two old guys are really just wallflowers, they do whatever they hear. At this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen suddenly turned his head and looked at Uchiha Sha Yu, with a kind smile on his face. Sha Yu, you heard it too. Now there is a spy in the village. My Anbu has nothing to do with him. After much thought, as the leader of the Root Organization, I think you are the most suitable person to deal with him. Remember, don't alert the snake. You must figure out Kabuto's mission without Orochimaru, the real owner, discovering it. If you can use Kabuto to find out Orochimaru's secret stronghold, it would be even more perfect. If necessary, you can kill Orochimaru directly and come to see me without reporting. This was exactly what Sarutobi Hiruzen was aiming for. From the day Danzo committed suicide, he had become a completely different person. As long as the threat can be eliminated, he can do anything. He has put aside the comradeship and the master-disciple relationship. When two tigers fight, one will be injured. He wants to let Sha Yu and Orochimaru, the two threats, fight each other. No matter who wins or loses, he can reap the benefits. The reason why Sha Yu became the leader of the Root Organization is to prepare for this step. Udatain Koharu immediately denied. Hiruzen, you give such an important task to a young boy. I strongly disagree. Mito Kato N. Yes, Hiruzen, this matter is of great importance and needs careful consideration. Sha Yu's strength is indeed good, but this matter cannot be solved by brute force alone. Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't care about the words of the two comrades at all. He looked at Sha Yu deeply. No, you don't need to persuade me. I believe Sha Yu can do this. Okay, I'll take it. Sha Yu didn't hesitate. As the leader of the root organization, he still had to take the task of Hokage. But it was only accepted on the surface. Xiaoyu had already thought about how to slack off later. At this moment, a medical ninja in a white ninja uniform rushed in. Hokage-sama, I'm pregnant. Huh, what's broken? It's not broken. I'm pregnant. Who's pregnant? All pregnant. Listening to the medical ninja's report, the 3 old guys except Xiaoyu were confused. All the women in the whole building are pregnant, no one is spared. The medical ninja repeated again carefully. Ouch, Mr. Xiaochun is here too, hurry up. Let me check your body. I think this building must be contaminated with dirt. It's very evil. The medical ninja stepped forward quickly, gathered chakra in his palms, and carefully moved it in front of Kaharu, who was sleeping. After a few seconds, his frown slightly relaxed. Master Xiaochun, it seems that you are not pregnant. Fortunately. The 3 old guys were shocked. They couldn't believe this was true. After all, it's too outrageous, there's no reason to get pregnant together. Are you sure you checked correctly? Mito Monoyan didn't believe this evil. I'm sure. The medical ninja nodded heavily. There are a total of 64 women in the building. Oh, 65, except for Mrs. Xiaochun. The oldest is 34 years old and the youngest is 19. They all have symptoms of stomach pain. We checked again and again 3 times, and the final result was completely consistent. I'm pregnant. I'm really pregnant. The most outrageous thing is that 3 of them are infertile. They are actually pregnant. This cannot be explained by common sense. Okay, I understand, you go out first. Sarutobi Hiruzen, with black lines on his face, motioned for the medical ninja to leave. After the medical ninja went out, Xiaochun went to bed and reminded him in a low voice. The only person who can do such evil things is probably the weird-minded Orochimaru. What's more, there are also his spies lurking in the village. Disrupting the village's logistics is definitely his goal. This may be just the first step. Mitoman nodded. Well, I think so too. He should have developed a drug that can make people pregnant. This guy is always able to research outrageous and strange things. Sarutobi Hiruzen pondered for a moment and sighed softly. Right now, it's most important to investigate clearly first. Xiaoyu, I'll leave this matter to you. Start the investigation with the biggest suspect, Orochimaru, and start with Kabuto. Hehe, let the real culprit investigate the real culprit. Interesting. Xiaoyu agreed. Okay, then I will make arrangements first. After all, time is tight and the task is heavy. Just after leaving the Hokage building, when Xiaoyu was about to return to his clan to work on the clan's great cause, 3 ninjas from the root organization suddenly knelt on one knee in front of him. Lord Xiaoyu, I was just about to go back to find you. Xiaoyu waved his hand and asked them to stand up. There is a person named Kabuto who we need to investigate. The 3 of you will be responsible. Remember, you only need to follow him, and you don't need to worry about anything else. By the way, I guess Hokage-sama's Anbu may be secretly monitoring you in the future. Don't worry about it, just pretend you didn't see it. The Anbu just wants to see if we are doing our job. As long as you follow Kabuto well, the Anbu won't. It's hard for you. Understood, Master Xiaoyu. We came here because there is someone looking for you. Oh, who is it? That's the person you asked us to follow. Hearing this, Xiaoyu was shocked. What a coincidence. But I have never interacted with Kabuto Yakushi. What does he want to do with me? Xiaoyu was a little confused. Where is he now? Root member. He is in the Uchiha clan. Just now, he appeared alone at your door and said he had something to talk to you about. Another root member continued. Yes, Master Xiaoyu. This person is not simple. Master Danzo once cooperated with Orochimaru when he was alive. Yakushi Kabuto was the medium of communication between them. All of our people have met him. Quote. After hearing this, Xiaoyu roughly guessed. Danzo is dead, and the leader of the root organization has changed. Orochimaru probably doesn't want to part with his close relationship with the root organization, so he wants to talk to me about cooperation. But you can't say for sure. After all, Orochimaru's thoughts are always unpredictable. Forget it, you'll figure it out once you meet him. Let's go, take me to meet him. Konoha village, the land of the Uchiha clan. At this time, Kabuto Yakushi was leaning against the wall leisurely, with his hands folded across his chest. He was surrounded by a group of members of the root organization, but Kabuto Yakushi did not panic, and his calm expression did not diminish at all. I heard that you have something to do with me. The members of the root organization took the initiative to give way, and Xiaoyu slowly walked to Yaoshi Kabuto. Yakushi Kabuto put away his smile and greeted respectfully, "Are you Uchiha Natsuyu? You are so young. I never thought that there would be a strong person like you in the Uchiha clan." Xiaoyu sneered, "You are so courageous. Now you are the focus of the Hokage's observation, and you actually dare to come to me." Ha ha. Kabuto Yakushi raised the corner of his mouth slightly, and turned his gaze. Following his gaze, he saw the corpses of 3 Anbu piled in the corner. "I have recently discovered that I have been exposed. Danzo's death really gives me a headache." Yakushi Kabuto pushed up his glasses and continued, "Sir Xiaoyu, you must have heard about my cooperation with Danzo, the former leader of the root organization, from the mouths of the root members. I am looking for you today just for this matter. My lord Orochimaru wants to see you alone." As he spoke, Yakushi Kabuto took out a small jar from his pocket. "This bottle contains Hashirama's active cells. As long as you agree, my master can transplant Hashirama's cells into you, and it can be transplanted into any part of your body. I heard that you have a hobby of having children. I think Hashirama's cells will help you. If they are transplanted into the right part, you will at least be strong no matter how old you are in the future." Hee. Xiaoyu chuckled and shook his head. "The boring word, strong, has long been out of touch with me, Xiaoyu. That being said, Hashirama's cells are still quite tempting. With it, it is equivalent to having the power of 1,000 hands. Where is Orochimaru? I'll take you to see him now, but you can only be alone." Hearing this, the root member immediately reminded, "Master Xiaoyu, Orochimaru is crazy. It's too dangerous for you to go alone. Don't listen to him. Let us follow you." "No need." Xiaoyu patted the root member on the shoulder. "Don't worry, I'm very strong." In the back hills of Konoha village, in the woods. Seeing Kabuto Yakushi and Xiaoyu appear, Orochimaru elegantly emerged from behind the tree, licked his tongue greedily, and spoke in the same hoarse voice as always. "Tisk tisk. Are you Uchiha Xiaoyu? No wonder you have so many wives. Your looks and body are really good, and they suit my taste." Looking at Orochimaru in front of him, Xiaoyu was inexplicably stunned. This was the first time he saw the real Orochimaru since he traveled to the ninja world. The long black and shiny hair, floating slightly with the cold wind, and the long tongue, extremely flexible. "Don't say it, you really don't say it. It's pretty good looking. The most important thing is, he's white, snow white, skin is so tender. There is no depressing oppression in the anime, but a very fresh and alternative temptation. The more charming, the more dangerous. It's true, this is true. How do you want to cooperate, Orochimaru?" Xiaoyu forced himself to put away his perverted thoughts and got straight to the point. Hearing this, Orochimaru's eyes lit up. "Oh, from what you said, you agree to cooperate. Hee. Not bad." Orochimaru slowly walked to Xiaoyu, looked closely into Xiaoyu's eyes and said, "The conditions are very simple. I will transplant Hashirama cells into you, and you, just give me your eyes." Xiaoyu sneered, "You are really rude, Orochimaru. I am afraid I can't meet your conditions, but this will not prevent you from meeting me. Find a good place where no one is around, and we will learn more about Hashirama's cells." Orochimaru laughed. "Haha, kid, you are quite arrogant. No one who is so arrogant in front of me is still alive." Hearing this, Xiaoyu couldn't help but complain. Hee. How many times has Uchiha Itachi been arrogant in front of you, and he is still alive and well? But you are in a mess. How do you know these things? Orochimaru looked stern and asked back with gritted teeth. Only he and Kabuto knew about the several rounds of entanglement between him and Uchiha Itachi. It was obvious that Xiaoyu knew about these embarrassing things, which surprised Orochimaru. Xiaoyu waved his hand impatiently and urged, "No matter how I know, I am not an unreasonable person. Your conditions are too harsh and I can't agree. If you really want to cooperate, then change to a more normal condition. To be honest, I am still willing to meet a partner like you." Tisk tisk. Sorry, what I want most is only your eyes, or, your body is also okay. As soon as the voice fell, Orochimaru suddenly appeared in front of Sha Yu like a ghost, stretched out his hand and waved straight at Sha Yu's eyes. He wanted to dig out Sha Yu's eyes alive. From the moment he saw Sha Yu, Orochimaru had this idea. Whether it is soft or hard, these eyes must be obtained and used for himself. HMPH, you don't understand romance. You don't even give me time for foreplay. You're really impatient, Orochimaru. Sha Yu's eyes instantly turned into Mangekyo Sharingan. At the same time, a rib with blue flames appeared in front of him, blocking Orochimaru's advance. Is this Susanoo? Seeing the skeleton appear, Orochimaru's eyes brightened, and he couldn't help but sigh, what a perfect power. Is this perfect? Then you're totally wrong. Next, I'll let you feel the real power of my eyes. Sha Yu's eyes have been locked on Orochimaru's body. He wanted to use the power of the Mangekyo to cripple Orochimaru's kidneys and make him behave. 5 seconds passed in a flash. Ah! Seeing Orochimaru suddenly fall to the ground and groan, Sha Yu knew that the stomachache should come. This ability is really convenient. Orochimaru collapsed on the ground, cold sweat dripping down his forehead. My stomach. Even as strong as Orochimaru could not bear the pain of his kidney bursting. After all, this was a real internal injury. Lord Orochimaru, Kabuto Yakushi, who was eager to protect his master, ran to Orochimaru and helped him up. What's wrong with you? Orochimaru looked haggard and his lips were pale. My stomach hurts, it hurts a lot. Sha Yu, what did you do to me? Sha Yu responded expressionlessly. Don't worry, it just hurts you a little internally. But it should be fine for you, anyway, you can change your body. Lord Orochimaru, don't move. I'll treat you right away. After Kabuto Yakushi leaned Orochimaru against the tree trunk, he quickly used medical ninjutsu to treat Orochimaru. While treating, Kabuto Yakushi kept looking at Sha Yu with his peripheral vision to prevent him from doing anything dirty. Sha Yu had no intention of taking advantage of others. He put away his Mangekyo and squatted aside boredly. Don't worry, I won't do anything to you again. Stop the pain quickly. After that, we'll talk about cooperation. Orochimaru's eyes were full of resentment. He didn't expect Sha Yu's Mangekyo Sharingan ability to be so abnormal. At this moment, Kabuto, who was using the palm immortal technique, suddenly lost the chakra on his hands and looked at Orochimaru in disbelief. Kabuto, what's wrong with you? Heal me quickly. Lord Orochimaru, there's something going on. What's wrong? Tell me quickly. You seem pregnant. Ah, ×2. Orochimaru and Sha Yu exclaimed at the same time. Orochimaru, are you a woman? Sha Yu asked hurriedly. I don't know either. After changing bodies so many times, even Orochimaru himself began to doubt his gender. This morning, in order to better deal with Sha Yu, he specially selected the best body from his elite subordinates to change bodies. This body is a girl's. Sha Yu originally just wanted Orochimaru to be more honest. I never thought that the snake uncle would be the snake aunt today. The waste kidney became a new child, and by chance, a Uchiha little Orochimaru was born. Sha Yu was shocked on his face and happy in his heart. Since he traveled here, he never thought that he would have a child with Orochimaru. What level will the child of me and Orochimaru be? Sha Yu couldn't help but start to look forward to it. Sha Yu, did you do the child in my belly? I didn't expect that the ability of your Mangekyo Sharingan is actually. Orochimaru pointed at Sha Yu's nose and scolded. Sha Yu did not comment on this. Orochimaru's mind is so meticulous that even if he didn't admit it, he probably couldn't hide it from him. Sha Yu waved her hands helplessly, looking aggrieved. Don't blame me, I really didn't mean it. How could I have thought that you would be a woman? HMPH. Orochimaru snorted angrily. Although she wanted to kill Sha Yu in front of her, she was powerless. The pain in her stomach had not dissipated yet, and her body began to be paralyzed indirectly, and she could not exert any strength. He patted Kabuto's shoulder. Kabuto, help me up, let's go. Sha Yu quickly interrupted. Where are you going, Orochimaru? You are pregnant with my child, I will be responsible for you. Shut up. Orochimaru gritted his teeth and responded with resentment. Who said I would give birth to this child? Besides, I will raise my own child myself. I don't need you to be responsible for me. Yakushi Kabuto. Sha Yu. What are you still standing there for? Kabuto, take me away from here. I don't want to see this man again. Oh, okay, Lord Orochimaru. Yakushi Kabuto helped Orochimaru to get up, then glared at Sha Yu fiercely, and heard a bang, and a white smoke appeared. Orochimaru and Kabuto disappeared. Sha Yu sighed lightly, did not choose to chase, and turned away. In the land of fire, Yakushi Kabuto carried Orochimaru and rushed to the nearest stronghold. After an unknown amount of time, Orochimaru's frown began to relax gradually, and the cold sweat on his forehead also decreased a lot. Kabuto, put me down. Hearing this, Kabuto Yakushi quickly stopped on a thick branch. Lord Orochimaru, you. Orochimaru moved his body and murmured, my stomach suddenly doesn't hurt anymore, and the numbness in my body gradually disappeared. That may be because Sha Yu's ability has disappeared. Lord Orochimaru, don't move, I'll check your body again. After saying that, Kabuto Yakushi once again gathered the chakra in his palm and placed it on Orochimaru's stomach. After a moment, Kabuto Yakushi gritted his teeth and shook his head, you are still pregnant. This pregnancy effect seems to be indelible. However, I can abort him painlessly. Lord Orochimaru, after this evil seed grows in your belly for a period of time and develops into a fetal bud, I will take action. Don't worry, it will not have any impact on your health. Hearing this, Orochimaru said nothing, lowered his head slightly, and gently stroked his belly, stroking it again and again. After a moment of silence, Orochimaru said faintly, Kabuto, this child, I am going to give birth to it. What? Kabuto Yakushi's face was full of disbelief. Lord Orochimaru, how can this be? Before he finished speaking, Orochimaru suddenly stretched out his jade hand and covered Kabuto Yakushi's mouth, not wanting him to continue arguing. Kabuto, there is a secret that has been buried in my heart for many years, and I have never told you. Actually, I have always wanted to have a biological child, whether I am the father or the mother. But now my body has been transformed countless times, it is difficult to realize my wish. Recently, I even had the idea of creating a man-made person with my genes. But it seems, this idea is useless. Uchiha Sha Yu, he fulfilled this wish for me, but I will not admit that he is the father of my child. The father of this child is me, and the mother is also me. Kabuto, you should be more careful in your words in the future. This child is not a fool, he is my Orochimaru's seed. When he said this, Orochimaru raised his head suddenly, and his snake eyes were full of murderous intent. Even if you are my most beloved subordinate, I will not allow you to insult my child. The murderous aura that filled the body made Kabuto shudder. No, Lord Orochimaru. Orochimaru nodded in satisfaction, then looked at his belly again, the murderous look in his eyes completely gone, only endless tenderness. Kabuto, I have spent half my life for the Sharingan, and now my child will have the Uchiha bloodline when he is born. As a parent, I am really a little envious. After going down the mountain, Sha Yu was ready to return to the clan. On the way back, he passed by the training ground and happened to see Sasuke and several children practicing fighting. Those children were none other than Yamanaka Fung, Aburame Togen, Shin and Sai. As he got closer, Sha Yu realized that the fighting he understood was actually Sasuke being beaten unilaterally. These children who came from the root organization are indeed different. With the current strength of little Sasuke, there is no chance to fight back. But Sasuke got up from the ground. Although his face was bruised and swollen, his fighting spirit did not diminish at all. Come again. Aburame Togen responded expressionlessly, let's practice here today. If you continue to fight, you will go to the hospital. No, I want to become stronger, stronger than you, stronger than that man, and stronger than everyone. Sasuke roared while waving his tender fists to attack Aburame Togen. Aburame Togen sighed helplessly. To him, Sasuke now had flaws except for his momentum. Sasuke, you are too impatient. Aburame Togen leaned slightly and easily avoided Sasuke's powerful attack, then stretched out his legs and tripped Sasuke, who fell directly to the ground, falling all over. You don't even have the strength to make me take off my gloves, Sasuke, you should practice for a while before challenging us. Sasuke got up from the ground with difficulty. Even though there were so many bruises all over his body, he didn't care. He only cared about his hatred for himself. Too weak. How could I be so weak? In the ninja school, Sasuke was the best in the class, and everyone called him a genius. But he didn't expect that there would be such a huge difference in strength between himself and the boys of the same age in front of him. Sasuke shouted, "You should be the strongest among the children. How can I become stronger quickly without fighting with a strong person like you? Let's continue." Aburame Torigen. "No, I am not the strongest. There is a child who is stronger than me. He is the same age as you." Sasuke was startled and asked quickly, "Who?" "Aburame Shino." "You mean Shino? That sullen guy." Sasuke didn't believe it at all. "Shino is my classmate, in the same class with me. I know his level. He can't even beat ordinary kids." Aburame Torigen sneered, "Hee. Shino and I are like brothers. I know his strength very well. Shino is just a low-key person. He doesn't like to show his strength in front of others." Hearing this, Sasuke bit his back teeth, lowered his head and clenched his fists. Thinking about it carefully, it is true. Shino is usually taciturn, doesn't say anything, doesn't participate in anything, and no one dares to provoke him. He is very mysterious. Sasuke was used to being praised by teachers and female classmates at school. He thought he was the strongest in the class, but he didn't know that there are always people who are better than him. The scarlet single Magatama Sharingan appeared from Sasuke's eyes. "In that case, I will defeat you first, and then challenge Shino." Ah! Sasuke rushed up again. He knew in his heart that challenging the strong was the fastest way to become stronger. Not far away, Xiaoyu saw all this. "Sasuke, for your goal, you really work hard without a care in the world." Xiaoyu was very pleased. Sasuke's desperate practice also inspired Xiaoyu himself. One is responsible for revenge, and the other is responsible for the revival of the clan. Let's revive the Uchiha together. Uchiha Xiaoyu, Uchiha Sasuke. Sasuke has not forgotten this slogan, and Xiaoyu will never forget it. "Well, I will also work hard to revitalize the family." After saying that, Xiaoyu straightened his back and walked towards his back garden with a determined look. Wives, let's continue. In the middle of the night, in the Uchiha clan, Xiaoyu walked out of a wedding room in high spirits and walked towards the wedding room next door. A cold and hoarse familiar voice came from a dark corner. "Xiaoyu, you are really busy. You work so hard. Aren't you afraid that your body can't bear it?" "Orochimaru." Xiaoyu was stunned and looked in the direction of the voice. He saw Orochimaru walking elegantly from the darkness. Behind him, as always, followed Kabuto Yakushi, but this time Kabuto's expression was completely different from that during the day, full of resentment and jealousy. Xiaoyu put on his clothes while grinning. "Haha, Orochimaru, didn't you say you didn't want to see me anymore? You're peeping in the dark late at night, are you jealous?" "Shut up, don't say such irrelevant words." Orochimaru snorted. "I don't mean anything else. I'm still here to discuss cooperation. I will continue to keep Kabuto in Konoha, you protect him for me. That's it, Kabuto is in your hands." After that, Orochimaru turned around and left. Why are you leaving? You asked me to help you and didn't give me any benefits. What kind of cooperation is this? You've made me pregnant, what benefits do you want? Orochimaru turned around and shouted. Anyway, you have to help with this matter, just consider it as compensation for me, no negotiation. Ah, Xiaoyu smiled bitterly. If it was before, I would definitely help, but now, I'm afraid it's difficult to do. What do you mean? Because Kabuto's identity was discovered by the top management. Oh, I know about this. I heard that old man Danzo told Sarutobi Hiruzen. But it doesn't matter, Xiaoyu, I believe in your ability. Ah, Xiaoyu sighed, scratched his head and smiled awkwardly. Not only this, there are other things. What else? That, this morning, all the women in Konoha's high-rise buildings were pregnant. All. Hearing this, Orochimaru frowned slightly and stared at Xiaoyu. This matter, it can't be you. Xiaoyu's scalp was numb because of Orochimaru's stare. Ah, you guessed right, this thing was indeed done by me, and I have already put the blame on you. Now the senior management thinks that you did this through the spy Kabuto. After all, You are the only one who can do such an unreasonable and outrageous thing. If necessary in the future, the senior management will probably take tough measures against Kabuto Yakushi, and even send ninjas to catch you in the future. No, sorry, after thinking about it, I feel that it is most appropriate for you to take the blame. So I suggest that you change a subordinate to lurk in Konoha. Kabuto is no longer suitable. Quote. Hearing this, Orochimaru could no longer hold back. Xiaoyu, you, don't be angry first. Xiaoyu had an innocent expression on his face, looking even more wrong than Orochimaru. I really didn't expect you to take the blame at first. It was those old guys who took the initiative to mention you. They didn't know the purpose of your sending spies here, so they thought of you as the initiator of the mass pregnancy. Quote. I swear to God, I didn't say a bad word about you during the meeting with them, really. HMPH, a man's mouth is a liar. Do you really think I haven't heard this sentence? Orochimaru was about to get angry, but not far away, a figure suddenly ran over in a hurry, covering his shoulders. Orochimaru, it's indeed you. The person who came was Mitarashi Anko. She is Orochimaru's apprentice. When she was young, her master Orochimaru left a curse mark on Anko's shoulder. However, this curse seal is not perfect and cannot use the power of the curse seal. In addition, it has been sealed once by the third Hokage. The only effect is that when Orochimaru appears nearby, the curse seal will be faintly red and painful. Oh, it's Hongdu, tisk tisk, you've grown up. Looking at Anko, whom he hadn't seen for a long time, Orochimaru's lips curved with a smile of relief. Xiaoyu, this child was once my beloved disciple, you never thought. Xiaoyu nodded. Yeah, I know, she is my wife now. Orochimaru. While talking, Hongdu ran to Xiaoyu and reminded nervously, honey, this man is my master Orochimaru. He is very dangerous. Don't get too close to him. Xiaoyu gently patted Hongdu's head. It's okay, your master is pregnant with my child, so he probably won't do anything to me. We will all be a family from now on. Come on, call me sister. Mitarashi Anko. Anko's eyes widened and she didn't react for a moment. After waiting for a long time, she hesitated and said in shock. Husband, you said that my master, he had your baby. Anko couldn't believe her ears. She looked at Orochimaru. Master and disciple looked at each other. Orochimaru's cheeks were slightly red and he looked away in embarrassment. Hongdu turned to look at Xiaoyu, who nodded affirmatively. It's true, I was pregnant during the day. What I care about is not when it happened. What I care about is why my master would. Could it be that you and him, you two did? That's not right. No matter what you two do, it can't happen. This will happen. Unscientific. Hongdu was puzzled, her cognition almost exploded. Seeing Hongdo's confused expression, Xiaoyu pulled Hongdo into his arms and explained in a low voice. You also know that your master's body is different from that of ordinary people. It is not surprising if he has anything. I will explain the specific details to you later. Before Anko could ask again, Xiaoyu quickly changed the subject and said to Orochimaru. Orochimaru, do you want to see the child of me and your apprentice Anko? He is half a year old. He is a boy. He is very cute and extremely talented. His name is Uchiha 007. Uchiha 07. Orochimaru couldn't help complaining. What a stupid name, do you think it sounds good to you? Oh, I can't help it. I have too many children. It's hard to remember other names. So I just sorted them by birth time. Orochimaru said disdainfully. HMPH, you are really a genius at naming names. Xiaoyu was helpless. They were all forced. By the way, I also have two extremely talented children named Uchiha 233, and the other one is named Uchiha 561. Let's do this. I'll help you protect your pocket, and you promise me to be the master of my children. How about that? In terms of seniority, my children should also call you mom. They are all relatives. I think you won't refuse. Orochimaru's eyes narrowed. You still need to find a master for your child. Can't you just teach it yourself? Don't think that I can't see it. My snake has the ability to sense chakra. The chakra in your body is comparable to that of a tailed beast. No, it's just thousands and tens of thousands of times more than tailed beasts. Xiaoyu chuckled. Sure enough, I can't hide anything from you, but I really don't have time to take care of the children. The responsibilities on my shoulders are far greater than you think, and I really don't have time to do anything else. Promise me, anyway, when my children grow up, I will at least have to take care of them. In 5 years, you can come and teach me then. Orochimaru pondered for a moment and thought that it was indeed not a loss. As long as Xiaoyu is willing to help now, things that require his own efforts in the future can be discussed later. After thinking about it, Orochimaru nodded. Okay, I promise you, Kabuto will do it for you, but I still have one condition. You say, from now on, I will name my children by myself. Well, hearing this, Xiaoyu stretched out his fingers to count the days. Based on today's calculation, it is estimated that when your child is born, he will be ranked around 1,800. If this number is true, according to my style, the child's name will be called Uchiha 1,800. Isn't that nice? Orochimaru rolled his eyes and said angrily. Roll. Xiaoyu's children are named according to their birth order. This was his plan from the beginning. After all, Xiaoyu's goal is to spread Uchiha's fire throughout the ninja world. There are so many people, and his ninjutsu and pupil skills are so convenient. As long as he lets himself go normally, the number of heirs may even be measured in millions and millions. It is impossible to name so many people. Remember, I can't get up. The numbers are still more straightforward. His and Mitarashi Anko's child is the 7th child. That's why it's called Uchiha 007. His and Inuzuka Akimi's child is the 233rd. So it's called Uchiha 233. And so on. Brothers, sisters, and sisters are also easy to distinguish. Just by listening to their names, you can tell who is older and who is younger. But Orochimaru didn't seem to like it. My child will never have such a perfunctory name, never. Orochimaru said firmly. Okay, I agree. Xiaoyu was too lazy to dwell too much on this matter. Seeing that Xiaoyu readily agreed, Orochimaru said nothing more. He glanced at Anko, then at Xiaoyu, and gave Xiaoyu a few secretive winks. Xiaoyu understood instantly and whispered to Anko next to him, Anko, it's so late. You go back and rest first. Orochimaru and I have something to talk about. Anko looked reluctant and pouted. No. You haven't told me why Orochimaru has a child yet. I'm very curious. Be good, don't worry, I'll tell you when I'm done. I'll be in your room tonight, all night long. Then you have to hurry up. Yeah, I will. I will definitely show up in your room in 30 minutes. Hehe, Anko went back, and before leaving, she glanced back at Orochimaru a few times, with some complexity in her eyes. After Anko had completely left, Orochimaru said quietly, I'll leave Kabuto to you. I don't want anything to happen to him, and I don't want him to be caught by those old guys. Xiaoyu confidently patted his chest and said, Don't worry, I will try my best. At least in this regard, you and I maintain the same position. I am also very dissatisfied with those old guys, especially your master. Haha, Orochimaru sneered. If you are dissatisfied with him, why don't you go and kill him? With your current strength, even if you are against the entire Konoha, I think you have a 90% chance of winning. No. Xiaoyu shook his head. It's easy to kill people, but it's hard to destroy them. What I want is for your master to be ruined, be infamy for thousands of years, and be despised by the world. All his sins must be known to everyone. I have now made the world aware of Danzo's sins. Now, only Sarutobi Hiruzen is left. Xiaoyu expressed all his thoughts and did not regard Orochimaru as an outsider at all. Since the two had an unexpected child, Xiaoyu didn't intend to hide anything from Orochimaru. Hearing this, Orochimaru was startled and secretly shocked. This second trip was indeed not in vain. I knew what Xiaoyu was thinking. Orochimaru is a little curious. Obviously, Xiaoyu harbors deep hatred for Sarutobi Hiruzen. This hatred seemed to be stronger than his own hatred for his master. The reason he hates his teacher is because of his position as Hokage. Because of Sarutobi Hiruzen, Orochimaru missed the position of Hokage twice. The first time was the end of the Third War. Due to Sarutobi Hiruzen's excessive weakness, a large number of young ninjas were killed by Iwagakure during the Third Ninja War. In the end, he insisted on asking for peace from Iwagakure. Forced by harsh calls from all walks of life, Sarutobi Hiruzen he voluntarily resigned from his position as Hokage. Orochimaru thought that his master would recommend him, but he never thought that his master would actually pass the position to Jiraiya's apprentice, Namikaze Minato. As a senior, he had never competed with his comrade Jiraiya as his apprentice, which made Orochimaru lose face, and hatred began to sprout in his heart. The second time was the night of the Kyuubi. Namikaze Minato died in battle, and the position of Hokage became vacant again. Danzo insisted on recommending Orochimaru to be Hokage, but Sarutobi Hiruzen stood up and expressed his willingness to reassume the throne and wait for a suitable person to appear before giving in. Orochimaru was completely heartbroken. The goal of becoming Hokage is basically hopeless. Frustrated, he began to pursue his true intention, sneaked into the Forbidden Art room, stole the Forbidden Art, reincarnation of the earth and the Forbidden Art, Baki no Jutsu, and began to conduct crazy human experiments without any scruples. After Sarutobi Hiruzen found out, Orochimaru decisively defected and no longer lingered. What he lost, he would get back sooner or later. He sent Kabuto Yakushi to infiltrate Konoha village to prepare for the Konoha collapse plan that he had been planning for many years. After he has thoroughly studied the forbidden penetration technique and the reincarnation of the earth, he will gather all his subordinates to attack Konoha. Just to kill his teacher. I thought I had enough hatred in my heart. Unexpectedly, Xiaoyu wanted to let Sarutobi Hiruzen live in infamy for thousands of years and die a good death. Xiaoyu, how much do you hate my master? What on earth did Hiruzen Sarutobi do to you? Xiaoyu had an intriguing expression on his face. You will know it soon. Orochimaru, I know your plan. If you want to attack Sarutobi, do it as soon as possible, otherwise I'm afraid you will never have this chance again. Chapter 71. You know that I am going to attack Hiruzen Sarutobi. Orochimaru's eyes widened in shock. Of course, don't I know what my child is thinking? Xiaoyu smiled evilly and looked up at the night. It's getting late. I have to go back to accompany your apprentice. If anything happens, we will talk about it later. I will protect Yao Shikabuto's side. After saying that, Xiaoyu ran towards Hongdu's home in a hurry. Looking at Xiaoyu's leaving figure, Orochimaru couldn't calm down for a long time and gradually lost consciousness. This man is so mysterious. 1 week has passed. During this time, the harvest season reaches its climax. The last wave of Xiaoyu's first batch of wives ended successfully. In just these 7 days, the Uchiha clan licked nearly 1,000 newcomers. As of now, the number of Xiaoyu's children has reached more than 2,000. It is a pity that the overall potential score of these children does not exceed A, and the system rewards are only chakra and various ninjutsu. But these are no longer important. Xiaoyu is very pleased to see that the Uchiha group has grown so much in just 1.5 years. This is all the result of my hard work day and night, it's real. After all the sweat, it was worth it. At present, counting all families, the number of Uchiha clan members has exceeded 5,000 and is gradually approaching 6,000. Fortunately, the Uchiha clan's territory is rich in land, and at least it can still accommodate it for now. But in another year, it will probably be enough. On this day, when Xiaoyu was studying how to expand the Uchiha clan's territory at home, the system that had been silent for a long time suddenly spoke. Bite. The system has been successfully upgraded to level 3, and a level 3 gift package will be awarded. The level 3 gift package is open. Please choose one of the following 4 ninja techniques. After selecting, you will directly master it perfectly. 1. Ninja technique. The Art of Perseverance LV2. It will produce a critical hit, with a 50% chance of twins, and the rewards will be doubled. 2. Ninpo technique. Fafa winning technique LV2. Ignoring science, you will definitely win the lottery, guaranteed 50% probability of twins or twins. In the face of this technique, any infertile constitution will be ineffective. 3. Ninja technique. The technique of persistence. Your own physique has strong durability. 4th, ninja technique. The technique of heart-to-heart convergence. The strongest charm technique, only applicable to all human beings of the opposite gender, and will not stop until death. The above 4 spells do not consume vitality, only chakra, and will not have any impact on your corresponding organs. This time Xiaoyu did not hesitate and directly chose 4. Ninjutsu. The art of heart-to-heart connection. He had actually wanted to choose the charm strategy for a long time. If you want someone to be your wife, having a good impression is the most important thing. Where does this good impression come from? In the past, I relied on my appearance and personality charm. This time, I added the art of heart-to-heart connection, which is equivalent to a double-layered stable insurance. No matter who he is from now on, he will not be able to escape Sha Yu's grasp. Other ninja techniques are good, but Sha Yu is absolutely confident that with his own efficiency, it will not be a problem to upgrade the system to 2 more levels in just 1 year. After all, the system's upgrade experience points are determined based on the number of one's children, and the ninja techniques in the level gift pack will belong to one's own sooner or later. Currently, the most important thing is to improve the success rate of pursuing high-quality female ninjas. After the selection was completed, Sha Yu continued to study the expansion of the Uchiha clan. At this moment, there was a bang sound, and under the white smoke, a root ninja suddenly appeared. Master Sha Yu, I just received news at the gate of the clan. Master Hokage asked you to come over. Huh, is there someone under your table? There seems to be something moving. Oh, it's okay, you don't have to worry about this. Sha Yu frowned, showing no interest at all. Within a week, this was the 6th time that Hiruzen Sarutobi took the initiative to find Sha Yu. We meet almost once a day. I know, I'll be there soon. Hokage's office. When? Come in. Sha Yu pushed the door open and saw Hiruzen Sarutobi sitting at his desk, smoking a pipe and slowly processing the pile of documents. Oh, Sha Yu, you're here. Have you discovered anything new about Kabuto Yakushi recently? Hiruzen Sarutobi put down the document in his hand and asked. Not yet. I have used all the power of my connections and root organizations. Unfortunately, Yakushi Kabuto is very cunning and will not reveal any tricks. Lord Hokage, don't worry, I will take the initiative to respond to you as soon as possible if there is any situation. Sigh, Sha Yu, it's not that I'm impatient. At present, all the women in the senior management are pregnant. In order to prevent the belly from getting bigger and bigger, we must seize Orochimaru and find the antidote as soon as possible. As Sarutobi Hiruzen spoke, he looked at Sha Yu meaningfully. If you can't help it, stop following him. Since Kabuto Yakushi is cunning, it's time to use tough measures. Tough tactics, isn't that bad? Aren't you afraid that he will commit suicide? If he dies, it will be extremely difficult to find Orochimaru. Sha Yu wanted to delay for Kabuto. Sarutobi Hiruzen said in a deep voice. It doesn't matter, the current situation is urgent. For this reason, I specially invited 2 people back. One of these 2 people has medical ninjutsu skills that are better than Kabuto Yakushi. No matter what covert method Kabuto Yakushi uses to commit suicide, it is meaningless in front of this person. Also, even if Kabuto Yakushi dies, it doesn't matter. The other person I invited back has information about Orochimaru's secret bases. With him, it shouldn't be difficult to find Orochimaru. Listening to Sarutobi Hiruzen's words, 2 figures flashed in Sha Yu's mind. Tsunade and Jiraiya. Hokage-sama, these 2 people you are talking about, can't they be Tsunade-sama and Jiraiya-sama? That's right. Sarutobi Hiruzen narrowed his eyes and nodded. Quote. Sha Yu was silent. Although he looked expressionless, he was actually full of evil thoughts. Tsunade, oh Tsunade, you, the legendary high-quality fat sheep, are finally coming back to the village. Sarutobi Hiruzen also had evil thoughts in his heart. Sha Yu, if you really think that I asked these 2 people to come back just to investigate Orochimaru, then you are totally wrong. When you and Orochimaru are both injured, it is time for me and my 2 beloved disciples to attack you. You and Orochimaru are the biggest threats to me. I will eliminate them no matter what. This time, I will not be soft-hearted. In the land of fire, Tansho Street. This is not an ordinary street, but a very prosperous area with all kinds of places, comparable to the business circle, not too far from Konoha village. The most common thing here is the casino. Whether it is on the ground or underground, there are gamblers. Late at night, a middle-aged woman with a huge breast and a young woman with a piglet were walking one after the other on the forest path, walking towards Tansho Street. Tsunade-sama, please walk slowly, wait a moment. I can't keep up with you. Shut up, Shizune, the next gambling game is coming soon. Ah, no, if you don't hurry up, the hotel will be gone. Tsunade-sama, the hotel will not run away, you are too. Before he finished speaking, he heard a burst of rustling sounds from the nearby woods. The next moment, he saw several figures shuttled through the woods and disappeared in a blink of an eye. Shizune held Tuntun and stood guard beside Tsunade, reminding her in a low voice, "Tsunade-sama, those people just now seemed to be." Tsunade looked solemn, and as she looked at the backs of those people going away, she replied, "I know who they are, forget it, don't meddle in other people's business, we have more important things to do, let's go." Seeing that Tsunade was unwilling to pay attention, Shizune said nothing more, and the two continued to rush towards Tansho Street. The next morning, it was just dawn. The staff of the casino yawned while opening the door, cleaning up the garbage in front of the door with a broom, and preparing for business. At this time, a ray of sunlight shone out from the gate of Tansho Street. For some reason, the sunlight today seemed particularly dazzling. Curious, he squinted his eyes and looked through the sunlight, only to see two women with the light of money walking towards his shop. She is. The young employee was stunned at first, then suddenly realized something and immediately shouted into the house, "Brother! Brother! Come quickly! Shut up! Why are you yelling so early in the morning? If you dare to make trouble, I will destroy you." "Why would you make trouble? Look over there, who is coming?" The eldest brother walked out of the door with a few confidants and looked in the direction pointed by the younger brother. That is. Looking at the woman's iconic huge peak that was about to fall and burst out, the eldest brother was completely stunned. This is actually the legendary person. The younger brothers rushed to ask, "Who is it? Who is it, boss? Who is she?" "A bunch of idiots, she is the legendary big fat sheep in the gambling world." "Why are you still standing there? Prepare the melon seeds, fruit plates, good wine and good meat. Our casino is going to make a fortune this time. Sir, please come in." No matter whether it was the eldest brother or the younger brother, they all bowed deeply to Tsunade, with a smile on their faces, extremely flattering, and uniformly squinting their crescent-like eyes. In the eyes of gamblers, Tsunade's shining figure seemed to be never worth mentioning, and only money made them yearn for it. HMPH. Tsunade snorted and threw the suitcase over. "Change all the money in here into chips for me. Thank you for your care. Oh no, I wish you a happy time." The boss was so excited that he almost cried, and shouted incoherently, "Little guys, Anyway, we must accompany our customers well, go and set the table." "Yes, got it, boss." The little brothers started to make arrangements with their hands and feet. Seeing this, Shizune sighed deeply. "Alas. It's like this again. I'm completely treated as a fat sheep to be slaughtered." Just when she was about to follow Tsunade into the casino, three figures suddenly appeared and blocked their way. The three figures were wearing black robes and masks, kneeling on one knee in front of Tsunade, and said respectfully, "Tsunade-sama, Hokage-sama has something to ask you, I hope you can go back." Who else but the Anbu would wear such a signature outfit? Tsunade frowned. "The world is peaceful, what does the old man want me for?" Anbu. We don't know the specific matters." "Humph." Tsunade snorted reluctantly. "Did he say it was urgent?" Anbu. "Lord Hokage didn't say." "That's good." The interest that had just disappeared reappeared on Tsunade's face. "Get up, you wait for me at the door, I've spent all my money, I must finish playing before leaving, I want to make a lot of money today." After saying that, Tsunade no longer hesitated and walked straight into the door of the casino. An hour later, Tsunade walked out, her face flushed with anger. "Hey, you three, do you have money?" The three Anbu looked at each other, subconsciously touched the bulging wallet in the pocket of the black robe, and then shook their heads at the same time. "No money. Tisk, so poor. Shizune, let's go back to the village." Along the way, Tsunade was still upset about her huge loss just now, and she cursed from time to time. She was used to freedom and really didn't want to go back to the village. The most important reason was that everything in the village was too familiar, and she was afraid of being reminded of people by seeing things. The two beloved ones in her heart, she could not forget for a long time, and on weekdays, she could only use gambling and alcohol to numb herself. When passing a street, Tsunade shouted, "I'm thirsty, let's find a pub to drink some wine before we go." Shizune smiled bitterly and advised. Tsunade-sama, this is not good. Why are you panicking? The old man is not in a hurry anyway. Tsunade said with a sidelong glance, and she didn't care about the dissuasion of Shizune and the Anbu members, and walked towards the izakaya in the distance. Before she entered the door, she heard a voice that was very familiar to her. Wow, ha 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 ha, great, great, young women are so great, isn't this the inspiration for the novel? Ha 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 ha. After lifting the curtain and seeing the fragrant and disgusting scene inside, Tsunade snorted in disdain. It seems that I am not the only lazy person, Jiraiya. At this time, Jiraiya's face was flushed, and he was hugging left and right. While drinking the wine handed to his mouth by the beauties, he was busy stretching his hands up and down. At the table next to him, there were 3 unconscious Anbu members lying on the table. It was unknown whether they drank too much or were deliberately knocked unconscious by Jiraiya. When Jiraiya's eyes caught sight of Tsunade standing at the door, he was immediately stunned. Looking at Tsunade's face full of black lines of disgust, Jiraiya sobered up instantly. Tsunade, Tsunade, Tsunade. Tsunade walked directly in front of Jiraiya, her body walking in front and her anger chasing behind. The 2 young women around Jiraiya seemed to sense the danger, and they also felt that their figures were indeed inferior to the big sister in front of them. They quickly broke away from Jiraiya's embrace and ran away. Not bad, Jiraiya. You keep saying that you want to travel around the world to find the son of prophecy. Looking at your current behavior, it's really hard work. Jiraiya scratched his head in embarrassment, poured a full glass of wine for Tsunade honestly, and said with a smile. Please stop making fun of me. I've been looking for someone for half my life. Can't I just enjoy it? As he spoke, Jiraiya winked at the unconscious Anbu members at the table next to him and complained. If the old man hadn't come looking for me, I wouldn't have come to such an unruly place because of my character. I would be returning to the village soon. I want to fully experience the customs of this street before leaving. Tsunade rolled her eyes at him, feeling the local customs from a little girl. Ha, you have found a good excuse for your lust. At this time, Shizune and the 3 Anbu members also walked into the izakaya. Tsunade-sama, you left too fast. You didn't know how to wait for me. Shizune was panting and sitting next to Tsunade. When she saw the person sitting opposite her clearly, she stood up again in shock. Jiraiya-sama. Why are you here? Her peripheral vision caught sight of the unconscious Anbu at the table next to her, and she instantly understood the general idea. It turns out that Lord Laya was also recalled by the 3rd Hokage. To actually recall 2 Sannin at the same time, Shizune secretly thought that something was wrong. There must be a serious problem in the village. Jiraiya saw Shizune and Anbu appear, looked at Tsunade and said, I'm still wondering why you are here. It seems that you are in the same situation as me. Tsunade picked up the wine glass and took a sip. Hey. Jiraiya, there is no war now. What happened to the old man? Did he tell you? Jiraiya shook his head. No, but my intelligence network is all over the world. I have probably guessed what it is. Hearing this, Tsunade and Shizune quickly looked over with curious expressions on their faces. Jiraiya sighed. Danzo is dead. Shizune, we also know about this. There are rumors everywhere in the Fire Country. It is said that he committed suicide in a mental hospital and confessed all his crimes. He is the mastermind behind the Uchiha genocide. Tsunade, I have long disliked that old guy Danzo, so it would be better if he died. Jiraiya, this is not the only information you want to say. Jiraiya was helpless. Things are not as simple as they appear. You have also been with high-level officials and you should understand that what is often seen by the world is not necessarily true. Duanzo's death is not that simple. What's more, you should know what kind of person he is. Do you think he looks like the kind of person who would regret his mistakes and commit suicide? According to my information, this is related to an Uchiha clansman. His name is Uchiha Natsuyu. He is a super pervert who is even more lustful than me. I met him a few times at a hot spring restaurant in the past. At that time, he was not even a genin. However, in the past year and a half, his strength has improved by leaps and bounds, and he even opened the Mangekyo Sharingan in both eyes. Danzo was attracted by him. Caught. You deserve it. Upon hearing this, Tsunade cursed. I also know this. Danzo destroyed his clan, gouged out the eyes of the Uchiha clan for his own use, and even transplanted my grandfather's cells. If I had known these things earlier, Xiaoyu wouldn't have been needed to capture Danzo. Jiraiya frowned and whispered, "This is the key. Even I, an intelligence master, don't know the secret of Danzo. How did Xiaoyu know it in advance? Isn't this curious?" Tsunade pondered for a moment and nodded, feeling that what Jiraiya said made sense. This is one aspect. Recently, there is a person who is acting like a monster in the village. Jiraiya refilled the two's glasses of wine. All the women in the top management of Konoha were all pregnant. Except for Kaharu, who moved to bed, no one was spared. According to my intelligence network, it was Orochimaru's fault, and it only took half a day. Tsunade's face turned pale with shock, and the giant thing on her chest trembled again and again. What on earth does that guy want to do? How could he do such a dirty thing? I remember, isn't he not a womanizer? How come he can do this faster and harder than you? Jiraiya quickly explained. No, you are thinking wrong. He did it, but not in the way that we normal people understand. I guess he developed a drug that can make people pregnant. Ah, Shizune opened her eyes wide, feeling that the strange knowledge had increased again, and said in surprise, "Can this kind of medicine be developed? What formula? He is really powerful." Jiraiya waved his hand, indicating that he didn't know either. In short, these are the only two major events that have happened in Konoha recently. For the rest, I'll find out when I go back and ask the old man. Come on, Tsunade, long time no see, let's have a few drinks first. When we return to the village tomorrow, we won't have this good opportunity. I have to start sharing my worries for my master. Jiraiya raised his glass and was about to drink it with Tsunade when several white figures barged in regardless of the Anbu members' obstruction. Tsunade, you are indeed here. Looking at the white clothes on the person's body, Jiraiya and Tsunade's expressions were gloomy at the same time, and a coldness suddenly appeared in their eyes. Tsunade yelled, "Are you from Kumogakure? Why are you looking for me?" Jiraiya patted Tsunade on the shoulder and reminded her in a low voice. Be careful of the black burly man in the middle. This man is not simple. If I remember correctly, he is the current Hokage. Ha! Tsunade was startled and sneered with some surprise. Ha! I really met an amazing big shot today. Shizune looked at Hokage and another Kumogakure ninja with a look of astonishment. She seemed to have thought of something and said loudly, "I remember you. Last night, in the jungle outside Tanshu Street, your figures flashed near Master Tsunade and I." Oh, when Jiraiya heard this, the coldness in his eyes became even stronger. "Rain, why do you know that Tsunade is here? Could it be that you have been following her? You stalker." Lei Ying said nothing and stood expressionless. The Kumogakure ninja beside him stood up and explained respectfully. "Jiraiya-sama, you misunderstood. We were not following Tsunade-sama. We were performing an important mission at the time and just passed by chance. My name is Amei, and I am a Jonin from Hidden Cloud Village. I came here to disturb you today because I have something urgent to ask of Tsunade-sama. Please use the medical ninjutsu that is praised by the world to save my compatriots. I am so kind and grateful." As soon as the words fell, Amei kowtowed and knelt on the spot. Jiraiya and Tsunade were stunned by this sudden move. They didn't expect that the usually arrogant Kumogakure ninja would actually kneel down to people from other villages. Tsunade did not agree immediately and asked instead, "I'm very good at judging people. You should be a medical ninja too." "Yes, HMPH. Since it is your compatriot who is injured, then instead of begging me, you might as well seize the time to treat it yourself." Tsunade-sama, with my ability, there is really nothing I can do. I thought that I saw you halfway last night and felt that you might be nearby, so I searched from house to house. I finally found you. I hope you can look at me. For the sake of being a ninja, please do me this favor. Haha, I won't go. Tsunade smiled contemptuously and reprimanded while drinking wine leisurely. The guys from Cloud Hidden Village actually have the nerve to beg me, a person from Konoha. You are the kidnappers who once tried to take away the Byakugan of the Hyuga clan. Hearing this, Amei quickly explained, "This matter has been resolved amicably by Konoha and Kumogakure." "Shut up. Do you call giving away your life a friendly solution? Amayi's face turned red with shame, and he hesitated to persuade. Please put aside the past grudges, and let the past things pass. Tsunade threw the wine glass to the ground and shouted, I told you to shut up. Get out of here, don't delay my drinking. Tsunade-sama, I beg you, please do. Amei, that's enough. Lei Ying, who had been silent for a long time, finally spoke. He slowly walked up to Tsunade and said with a gloomy face, I know you won't agree happily, Tsunade, if you don't want to, I will use force to take you away. The corners of Tsunade's mouth raised slightly. Use force. Interesting, who do you think you are talking to, huh? Jiraiya closed his eyes slightly, and although there was a smile on his face, his words contained murderous intent. This stout Mr. Raikage, is this the way you treat people when asking for help? Do you think I don't exist? If you dare to touch Tsunade, I will kill you. Facing two legendary Sannin at the same time, although Raikage was a little wary, for the sake of his beloved subordinates, his expression did not reveal a trace of timidity and he whispered, Come out, I'll wait in the open space in the back room. With you. After saying that, he turned around and left. How could the ill-tempered Tsunade coddle the Raikage? She stood up, picked up the wine bottle on the table and drank it all in one gulp. She was so angry that she was ready to have a big fight with the Raikage. Shizune quickly grabbed Tsunade's arm and persuaded. Tsunade-sama, you must be more restrained. If this matter leads to a war between Konoha and Kumogakure in the future, Hokage-sama will definitely blame you because of his character. Tsunade turned around and glared at Shizune. Let me go. It was obvious that Tsunade was really angry. Shizune has not seen her master so angry for a long time. She subconsciously let go of Tsunade's arm and watched Tsunade walk out the door with a worried expression. At this time, Jiraiya's big hand patted Shizune's shoulder and comforted. Don't worry, I'm here, I won't let things get to that point. Besides, you have to trust your master. She only drank 2 glasses of wine and her sanity is still there. And Tsunade is no longer the reckless person she used to be. Because of her own affairs, the villagers of the Land of Fire were plunged into trouble. Having experienced a brutal war and the death of her relatives, she will not do that easily. Izakaya backyard. Tsunade, Jiraiya, Shizune and 3 Anbu stood opposite the Raikage and Amei. Faced with this lineup and the fact that his subordinates were now in danger, Raikage was silent for a moment and whispered. Tsunade, I don't want to make things worse. If you agree to come with me, I swear on the honor of the Raikage that I will repay the favor I owe you in the future. Okay, then let's take a gamble. Betting. What are you betting on? HMPH. Tsunade stretched out her white and tender arms confidently, and smiled slowly and confidently. Didn't you say you want to use force? In that case, if you can beat me in an arm wrestle, I will go with you. Quote. Raikage was startled, thought for a while, and immediately agreed to Tsunade's proposal. Raikage is absolutely confident about his strength. He feels that with his great strength, he cannot lose to the woman in front of him. The most important thing is that arm wrestling can also be a disguised way of taking advantage of her, so he will not lose out no matter what. Raikage thinks that he is as strong as Tsunade, of the same age, fame, and appearance, and both are single. To be honest, I was a little moved when I saw him today. Okay, let's do it. On top of the rocks. The Raikage and Tsunade both positioned themselves, ready to fight. Jiraiya was on the sidelines providing technical guidance and refereeing. Are you all ready? Jiraiya asked. Yeah, ×2. Then, 3, 2, 1, start. The words just fell. 2 powerful auras erupted from the Raikage and Tsunade at the same time. If Jiraiya hadn't been strong, ordinary people would have been deflected by these 2 forces. Drink Whoa, 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 whoa. For a time, the 2 were inseparable and refused to give in to each other. Raikage was shocked. This woman. She is actually on par with me in strength. No, even stronger than me. Anyone with a discerning eye could see that Raikage's expression was ferocious and he was struggling to hold on. On the other hand, Tsunade's smile remained undiminished and she was unhurried. The winner of this arm wrestling match had already been decided. Seeing that his hand was about to be broken off by Tsunade, Raikage gritted his teeth and shouted in his heart, can't lose. I absolutely cannot lose. If he loses, Kurai will. Suddenly, he thought of something. In the flash of lightning, Lei Ying's hand actually let go. The Raikage's speed was so fast that even Tsunade didn't react for a moment. Suddenly there was no point of focus, and Tsunade couldn't use any strength. Taking advantage of Tsunade's confusion, Raikage quickly grabbed Tsunade's hand and broke it with great force, directly pressing Tsunade's hand on the stone. A large amount of smoke and dust flew around, and the rocks shattered on the spot. Phew, I won. Lei Ying let out a long sigh of relief. Jingxin was shocked. How is it possible? Tsunade-sama actually lost in terms of strength. Jiraiya. Tsunade gradually came back to her senses and retorted angrily. No, you guy, you deliberately relaxed your strength in the middle to create a gap between our hands, and then used these small gaps to accelerate your hand instantly and pressed my hand over. You didn't beat me in strength, you beat me in speed. Lei Ying stood up expressionlessly. Don't call me despicable. After all, we are betting on who will win in an arm wrestling match. Tsunade patted the dust on her clothes. Don't worry, I'm not that stingy. Amei hurriedly stepped forward and asked excitedly, so, do you agree to treat my companion Kurai? Tsunade-sama, please. Raikage. Tsunade, I will never take back what I just said. This time, I owe you a favor. Follow my instructions for all treatment arrangements there. Tsunade nodded. Okay, no problem. Lei Ying agreed happily. Jiraiya followed Tsunade, leaned into her ear and whispered with a smile, your temper has changed a lot. Just now I thought you would. Tsunade rolled her eyes at him, raised her neck and said proudly. If you lose, you lose. I will naturally abide by the bet. And after all, he is the Raikage. I am no longer a child and will not be so reckless. A place of ruins. Amei ran into a dilapidated stone house and comforted her companion who kept moaning on the stone bed. Kurai, I have brought back Tsunade-sama, the most skilled medical ninja currently. You will be fine. Tsunade walked forward slowly, used the palm senjutsu to float over Kurai's wound and inspected it for a moment, then frowned. How did you get this injury? I want to hear the truth. Silence is not helpful for treatment. You must tell me everything. In order to save Kurai's life, Raikage did not dare to hide anything and said truthfully, we captured their secret technique in Fujino village. We never thought that they hired the Xuanyuan clan. I have heard a little bit about Xuanyuan Zhang. They have no village and no owner. They use people's money to eliminate disasters for others. They are called ninja hunting ninjas. They are a group of guys who should not be underestimated. They are good at using blasting bugs. Once contaminated, they will be absorbed in the human body. The chakra grows and eventually explodes and dies. As Jiraiya spoke, he looked at the symptoms on Kurai's chest and sighed. It seems I was right. Your subordinates are contaminated with this thing. Lei Ying clenched his fists. Then my subordinates, is it possible to be cured? Tsunade withdrew her palm senjutsu and stood up faintly. As long as we know the cause, we can prescribe the right medicine. Shizune, prepare for the operation. Everyone else, come out with me. The blasting bugs will explode at any time. It's very dangerous here. That one named Amei, do you know how to stop bleeding? I can. Very good, you stay here and help Shizune. Yes, I'm going to prepare disinfectant right now. Seeing Tsunade turn and leave, Raikage was a little confused. Tsunade, why don't you do the surgery yourself? I want you to do it. Shut up. The person performing the surgery is my apprentice Shizune. I will not participate in this operation. Nani? Raikage was angry. Shut up. If I hadn't determined that you are the best medical ninja, do you think I would tolerate you like this, Halfway through his words, Raikage suddenly noticed that Tsunade's body was dripping with cold sweat and she was trembling slightly. Her temperament was completely different from before, as if she was extremely scared. The Raikage didn't understand, but Jiraiya knew that this was a precursor to Tsunade's phobia. Jiraiya is a careful person, and he is not prepared to let the Raikage discover that Tsunade has such shortcomings. Once the Raikage knows this information, if there is a war in the future, Tsunade will be at his mercy. Jiraiya forcefully dragged the Raikage and Tsunade out of the operating room and said coldly, Bad boy of Kumogakure, we have already given you a lot of respect by being here. Besides, we have agreed that everything will follow Tsunade's command. If you don't agree, I don't mind having an arm wrestling or other competition with you, just at this time, here. Seeing Jiraiya's resolute attitude, and the lives of his subordinates were in their hands, Raikage did not dare to make another mistake. He walked aside angrily, leaned against the wall and said ferociously, "If anything happens to Kurai, I won't let you go." Jiraiya helped Tsunade aside. "Don't worry, since we have taken over this matter, we will naturally be responsible to the end." HMPH. No, I'm still worried about that little girl's tricks. I want to go in and have a look. The anxious Lei Ying couldn't calm down at all and was about to break into the operating room. "You all should stop making noise. I need silence." A silent shout came from the simple operating room. "Thorax opening and blasting worm removal surgery, start now." "Amei, I'm asking you to stop the bleeding." "Yes." 10 minutes later, the blasting bug removal operation is completed. "You will do the suturing and disinfection of the chest, Amei." "Yes, thank you for your hard work." Shizune slowly walked out of the operating room and stood in front of Raikage. In her hand, she held a white blasting bug. Shizune threw the blaster at the Raikage's feet. "The operation was successful. Your subordinates are safe and sound. Please don't underestimate me. I am the perfect successor to all of Tsunade-sama's medical ninjutsu." Raikage was completely stunned. Things that the elite medical ninjas who were close to him in his village could not do, were actually easily accomplished by the little girl in front of him. Konoha village is indeed full of talents. After settling everything, Tsunade, Jiraiya and others were ready to leave. Before leaving, Raikage stopped them. "Tsunade, and that little girl, thank you. If you ask me or Kumogakure for anything in the future when you encounter difficulties, I will respond. I will definitely repay the favor I owe you." Snort. Tsunade turned her head and snorted before walking away. The country of fire, Konoha village. In front of the gate, the young Shenyu Izumo and Gangzati were conscientiously performing their tasks of guarding the gate. Not long after they became Chunin, the Hokage gave them the job of guarding the gate. As newcomers, the two of them worked extremely seriously and did not dare to neglect or feel bored at all. Outside the door, a group of people came over. Looking at the two leaders, Shenyu Izumo was shocked. "Look, who is back?" Gangzati's eyes widened. Isn't this Jiraiya-sama and Tsunade-sama? "Hurry, go and report to Hokage-sama." Inside the Hokage's office, the third Hokage was sitting in his desk. In front of him stood Jiraiya, Tsunade, Shizune, 6 Anbu, and a pink piglet. Sarutobi Hiruzen waved his hand and ordered the Anbu, "You did a good job, go down first." "Yes." 6 streaks of smoke drifted past, and the Anbu disappeared in the blink of an eye. After seeing the Anbu leave, Jiraiya and Tsunade stopped pretending and sat down on the sofa without losing their temper. "Old man, I haven't seen you for many years. You are in good health." "Haha, Jiraiya, you have grown a lot stronger." Okay, Jiraiya. Do we still need these useless greetings?" "Old man, you called us back. What happened?" Sarutobi Hiruzen took a deep breath of smoke. "I came back to you to deal with Orochimaru." He informed his 2 beloved disciples in detail about the recent events within Konoha and his concerns. Tsunade and Jiraiya looked at each other without any emotion on their expressions. They were already mentally prepared before coming. Due to my improper teaching back then, Orochimaru has gone too far now. In order to avoid future troubles, I am going to clean up the family. There is Orochimaru's spy in the village, named Kabuto. I put him in charge of Uchiha Natsuyu, but there has been no result. Jiraiya, can you find Orochimaru? Jiraiya touched his chin. If you work hard, it's almost, but do you really want to go this far? Sarutobi Hiruzen. I know you still have feelings for Orochimaru, but he went too far and I was helpless. Jiraiya. Okay, but when I see him, I have to ask clearly before taking action. Sarutobi Hiruzen. Well, it's up to you. After you find Orochimaru, remember to let Shao-Yu and the Root organization be the main force. When speaking of this, Sarutobi Hiruzen deliberately lowered his volume. This time, on the one hand, I want to get rid of Orochimaru, and on the other hand, I want to get rid of Shao-Yu. Shao-Yu will also participate in the Orochimaru Force Annihilation battle. I gave him full responsibility for this matter from the beginning. Although the root organization is currently managed by him, in fact, the real owner of the root is me. After taking care of Orochimaru, you and the root organization can directly kill Sha Yu on the spot. I have been preparing for many days. First, let him enter the senior level to take over the root organization, and then let him be responsible for investigating Orochimaru. All of this is to pave the way for killing him. And before killing him, we can let him and Orochimaru fight first. No matter who wins or loses, the final winner will be us. Please, Jiraiya, Tsunade. I'm afraid you and I are the only ones capable of dealing with them at the moment. However, I am the Hokage of the village and I have a lot of things to do. I can't just go out. Tsunade. Old man, why don't you kill Sha Yu? He didn't do anything excessive. He only caused trouble for Danzo for revenge. Hearing this, Sarutobi Hiruzen's face suddenly turned cold. Tsunade, Jiraiya, I am old. One day, one of you will sit in my position. I hope you can consider the problem as the leader of the village. Do you know why Danzo wanted to destroy the Uchiha clan at that time? Although he had selfish motives, his starting point was always for Konoha. The Nine Tails must have been controlled by the Uchiha clan on the night of the Nine Tails. This was why the Uchiha wanted to rebel. A precursor to. Later, without my knowledge, Danzo and Uchiha Itachi bloodbathed the Uchiha clan. Although it was cruel, it actually preserved the stability of the village in the future. Now everyone knows the truth about Danzo. Even though he is despised by the world, in my heart, as the Hokage, I think he did the right thing. But you have to admit your guilt. After all, from a moral perspective, he is wrong, but for the overall situation, he is right. Sacrificing Uchiha is better than sacrificing the entire Konoha. If the day comes when Uchiha really rebels, both Konoha and Uchiha will suffer, and Iwagakure and Kumogakure around us will definitely strangle us. I don't want to see that day, and I believe you don't want to either. Uchiha Shiyu's eyes are too dangerous. This is an unstable factor. Remember, you are the future leaders. The benevolence and morality on the surface are for the public to see, but the darkness behind is the key to stabilizing the foundation, and it must be unknown. After hearing so much, Jiraiya and Tsunade were completely stunned and did not speak for a long time. After a long time, Tsunade said softly, "Master, you seem to have changed." In her eyes, Sarutobi Hiruzen was always a kind person with a smile on his face. Sarutobi Hiruzen shook his head. "No, this is the real me. After sitting in this position, you will understand." Jiraiya said seriously, "Well, maybe I haven't reached your level yet, but I always feel that people will eventually understand each other. I also believe that there will be someone in the future who can make everyone in the world understand each other. No longer just rely on take another person's life to solve the problem, even if that other person is the enemy." Innocent. Sarutobi Hiruzen thought helplessly in his heart and asked, "Jiraiya, then, are you still going to accept this mission?" Catch. Jiraiya did not hesitate and responded directly, "I must go, but before killing Orochimaru and Sha Yu, I will talk to them in person." "Okay." Sarutobi Hiruzen sighed. "Then it's up to you to find Orochimaru's base, Tsunade. Go to the hospital. There are body fluids collected from pregnant women in the entire Hokage building. Go and have a look and try to research an antidote." "Okay, I understand." Before leaving, Jiraiya suddenly turned around. "Old man, is that child okay now?" Looking at Jiraiya's concerned expression, Sarutobi Hiruzen responded, "Are you talking about Minato's son?" "He's fine, I have always sent people to protect him, don't worry." Konoha Village, Konoha Hospital. Sha Yu accompanied Yuhi Kurenai, Mitarashi Anko, Inuzuka Akemi, and Azuki Yugao to have a physical examination here. The four of them are all pregnant. And Mitarashi Anko and Inuzuka Akemi are pregnant with their second child. Sha Yu has always been like this in terms of the development of the clan, and what he wants is to be resolute and decisive. Ding ling, ding ling. Inuzuka Akashimi. Husband, since you are here, you should check your body too. You have been working hard day and night and your body is seriously overdrawn. Checking it early can also help you prescribe the right medicine early. Yuhi Hongdu. Don't worry, Sister Akashimi. I tried it the day before yesterday. He is fine and stronger than before. Yuhi Hong scolded anxiously. That's because you are young. When you are young, you can't see anything on the surface, but it will be different in a few years. If you want to keep it up, you must prepare in advance. Azuki Yugao asked cautiously. Sister Hong, are you angry? Yuhi Hong realized that her tone just now seemed a little heavy, and hurriedly explained with a red face. No, I just care more about Sha Yu's health. I married Sha Yu before I got pregnant. I have never been with Sha Yu since we got married. I don't want Sha Yu to be unable to do it in the future. Quote. Hearing this, the three women next to him understood instantly. Hongdu smiled evilly and poked Shiri Hong with her arm. Sister Hong, so you are afraid of this, hee. Seeing Shiri Hong's face almost turned red with shame, and Hongdu was still teasing her from time to time, Sha Yu coughed awkwardly. Okay, don't tease your sister Hong anymore. Hong, don't worry, your husband is very strong, and he will not wrong you in the future. Quote. In order to make Shiri Hong feel completely at ease, Sha Yu decided to go through the formalities of a physical examination. As soon as he entered the first floor of the hospital, Sha Yu walked in the middle, with two peerless beauties standing side by side. This lineup instantly attracted everyone's attention. Whether it was a patient or a doctor, at this moment, they only felt the fire of jealousy in their hearts. Why can he have four beauties at the same time? 5555. Ouch, doctor, why are you sticking the needle into my head? Sorry, I was just looking at them and accidentally mistook your head for your butt. Don't get excited, I'll pull the needle out. At this time, a young nurse walked up to Sha Yu and asked, Hello, how can I help you? Sha Yu, my wives are pregnant, where can I go for a checkup? As soon as this was said, the whole audience was in an uproar. These four are actually his wives. This person is my idol. Who is he? You don't even know him. I'm from a remote village in the land of fire. I heard that the Konoha hospital has good technology, so I came here to seek medical treatment. Oh, you're not a local, no wonder. His name is Uchiha Sha Yu. What you see now is just the tip of the iceberg. As far as I know, his wives and concubines add up to as many as 2,000. Quote exclamation mark. City people really know how to have fun. Can your body handle it? I don't know if he can handle it, but his children have already exceeded 1,000. My God, there are more people than in my village. Being young is good, but can you afford to raise so many children? Quote. You don't understand this, he is a gigolo, many rich women are his family, he has a lot of money. Alas, people are so annoying, my life has been in vain. While the people around were amazed, Utamai Hongdu waved her hand impatiently. Husband, why are you asking the nurse? I know where to check up the most. I did it many times last year. It's at the corner of the 3rd floor. Let's go up directly. Amid the envious eyes, Sha Yu and the four girls went upstairs. As soon as they arrived on the 3rd floor, the four girls were surprisingly united. They were not in a hurry to check themselves, but pushed Sha Yu into the men's department together. On the surface, it was nothing, but in fact, the four girls were actually very concerned about Sha Yu's physical condition. This is a lifelong happiness, so it can't be sloppy. After the old doctor performed the operation, he was slightly surprised. Young man, when you first came in, I felt that you had amazing bones, and I was right. Your body functions are just like new, without any loss or deficiency, and even full of vitality. Tisk 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 tisk. It's rare to see this in a century. Magical, so magical. Hearing this, the four girls breathed a sigh of relief. It seems that happiness in this life is not going away. Yuhi Kurenai, is this what it feels like to marry the right person? I feel so relieved. Inuzuka Akemi, Sha Yu is someone who can conquer me. When we first met, I felt that my husband was not simple. Mitarashi Anko, I've decided. I want to have 10 children. Azuki Yugao blushed. Sha Yu, I'm pregnant recently and my body is not very convenient, but that illusion you used on me before, can you use it on me occasionally? Anko asked curiously. What illusion? Azuki Yugao replied hesitantly. It doesn't put a burden on the body, but it can make me dream about Sha Yu, you know. After hearing Azuki Yugao's explanation, the three women were shocked. Is there such a good thing? Sha Yu, why didn't you use it on me before? Honey, I want to learn this. When you don't have time to spend time with me, it's a magical skill to use. Listening to the girls arguing around each other, Sha Yu quickly waved his hands to comfort him. Okay, don't get excited. You can check your body with peace of mind first. We can talk about this later when we get back, okay? Hearing this, the four women turned around quickly and ran into the female physical examination room. After the four girls left, the old doctor showed his true colors, with drool in his mouth and greedy eyes, looking straight at Sha Yu's body. That, young man, can you let me study the various organs of your body? I really want to have this body function. Sure enough, a man remains a boy until he dies. This little old man is so old, but his hobbies have remained the same. Okay, no problem, look into my eyes. Sha Yu did not refuse, and in the blink of an eye, his eyes turned into 3 Magatama. The moment he saw the 3 Magatama, the little old man felt dizzy, and then fell into a deep sleep. Go to sleep, there will be everything in your dreams. Sha Yu walked out of the men's department alone. He found a chair in the corridor and sat down, bored and waiting for his wives to check their health, closing his eyes and relaxing. Not long after I closed my eyes, the sound of high-heeled footsteps suddenly sounded in my ears. Crisp and loud, it becomes clearer and clearer from far to near, as if there is a magical power. As long as you are a man, you want to see who the owner of these high heels is. Sha Yu opened his eyes slightly and looked in the direction of the sound. One behind the other, 2 women. One is an elegant waist-length double ponytail, and the other is a gentle and cute sweet girl with short hair. One is an eye-catching figure that is about to come out, and the other is a looming white leg. Holy crap, isn't this Tsunade and Shizune? They're back, so soon. A pair of masters and apprentices makes me happy just thinking about it. Sha Yu felt happy. Tsunade also noticed Sha Yu and was stunned. This young man is so handsome. But it was just a secret boast. Tsunade never cared about other men. Tsunade and Shizune walked past Sha Yu. Looking at the 2 people leaving, Sha Yu slowly stood up. It's time to verify whether that technique is effective. Ninja technique. Heart-to-heart bonding technique. Ninja technique. Heart-to-heart bonding technique. 2 pink rays of light burst out from Sha Yu's body. Only Sha Yu could see these 2 pink lights. Ah! The pink light landed on Tsunade and Shizune. Their bodies trembled violently, and their minds went blank. After the pink light completely integrated into their bodies, they gradually regained their consciousness. Strange, Shizune, what just happened? I don't know. I always feel like something happened. But it seems like nothing happened. Forget it, let's go. As soon as they took steps, their bodies stagnated at the same time. For some reason, they always feel that there is a strange aura behind them that is attracting them. The 2 of them turned their heads at the same time and looked at the handsome young man sitting in the armchair. And they left. Just left like that. Looking at the 2 people's leaving figures, Sha Yu was a little confused. What's going on? No effect. System. Isn't it the strongest charm as promised? Give me a reasonable explanation. The system is also a little confused. It shouldn't be. What's going on with these 2 girls? Just when Sha Yu and the system were both confused, at the corner of the corridor, Tsunade and Shizune were leaning against the wall at the same time, their chests rising and falling, their faces flushed, and they were panting. Shizune, my heart is beating so fast. What a coincidence, Tsunade-sama, I am too. Did you notice the handsome guy on the chair? Noticed. I don't know why, but all I can think about now is him, and the desire that has been dead for many years suddenly starts to attack me. Tsunade-sama, I don't understand what the desire to die is. I just want to see him again. I always feel like something is sprouting inside my body, something hot. What a coincidence, Shizune, we seem to be talking about the same thing. Master, what should I do? Do you want to strike up a conversation? What a great idea. You are worthy of being my apprentice. You go. I will follow you as my master. But, I can't. Stupid. You are still my apprentice. How do I teach you on weekdays? Can't you understand this? Where did you teach me this? Master, go ahead and let me learn from you. What's the ink mark? Go ahead and go. Tsunade was a legendary Sannin and a senior figure in the village. How could she take the initiative to strike up a conversation with a young man because of her own desires? She grabbed Shizune's sleeve and pushed Shizune into the corridor. Tsunade-sama, you. Shizune didn't expect that her master would throw her out. Just when she was about to question him, she thought that her angry expression might be seen by the handsome boy. She quickly put away her anger and immediately changed her face to her usual gentle and virtuous look. After simply arranging the instruments, Shizune looked out the window pretending to be nonchalant. "Ah, the weather is so nice today." While sighing, he turned his head slightly and peeked at the chair in the corridor not far away. Tsunade was so anxious that she couldn't bear it anymore, and urged in a lowered voice, "Shizune. What kind of weather are you sighing? Let's get to the point." Shizune ignored her, looking straight at the corridor, her mouth open and silent. "What's wrong with you? Why are you standing there stupidly? Go, just take a few steps forward and I will follow you immediately. I will support you as a teacher, don't be afraid." Tsunade-sama, that young man is missing." Ha! Tsunade was startled when she heard this, and quickly leaned on the corner of the wall and stuck her head out. "The chair is empty. Where is the person? Leaving so soon?" Tsunade is so disappointed, she always feels empty inside. "Shizune, if you had gone out earlier, could you have thrown this person away?" Tsunade directed all her anger at Shizune. Shizune responded weakly, "Master, don't be angry. He can be in Konoha Hospital. He is most likely from our village. It's easy to find him." This sentence just reminded Tsunade, and she thought for a moment while dragging her chin. His appearance is very similar to that of the Uchiha tribe. Hearing this, Shizune quickly nodded in agreement. "Yeah, I think so too. Could it be that he is Uchiha Natsuyu?" Tsunade, outside Konoha Hospital. Just now, when Xiaoyu was still arguing with the system, the four girls just finished their physical examination and took Xiaoyu out. "System, your technique is really unreliable." Xiaoyu became angrier as he thought about it, still complaining about the system on the way back to his clan. "Impossible. Absolutely impossible. My reward is the most perfect. There must be something wrong. Next time you see those two little girls, try it again." Quote, "I believe you, you are a bad old man, you are very bad." Before he could finish his reply, a black figure suddenly appeared in front of Xiaoyu. "Master Xiaoyu, Master Hokage has something to ask you. It's urgent." The person who came was none other than Sarutobi Hirazen's henchman, Anbu. Thinking that he had just met Tsunade, Xiaoyu already guessed that the Hokage would definitely come to find him again. What he said was that he, Tsunade and Jiraiya were most likely going to find Orochimaru. "System, I estimate that I will see Tsunade again soon. Then I will try the charm technique that you call the strongest. If it still doesn't work, I strongly request a return. I'll give it a try. He, don't worry, host, if it still doesn't work, I will definitely give you an explanation." After getting the affirmative response from the old thief of the system, Xiaoyu felt a little relieved. "Hong, Chu Shi, Hong Do, Shi Yan, since the Hokage is looking for me, you should go back first. I will return to the clan after I am done." "Yeah, you go ahead, don't worry about us." Hokage building, Hokage office. Anbu members led Uchiha Xiaoyu into the door. "Hokage, you're looking for me?" "Yes." Sarutobi Hirazen nodded slightly and winked at the Anbu. "You go down first." "Yes." After the Anbu left, Sarutobi Hirazen handed the map in his hand to Xiaoyu. "There are 3 places marked on the map of Tianguo. These 3 places are the secret bases of Orochimaru found by Jiraiya after years of investigation. I want you to lead the route to explore separately. Let's go now. When you determine the location of Orochimaru, you can take action immediately if you have the chance. Jiraiya and Tsunade will hide in the dark to support you." Quote. Xiaoyu was a little puzzled. Hide in the dark. Sarutobi Hirazen. Well, Orochimaru is very cunning. If he sees Tsunade and Jiraiya, he will definitely not fight and will find ways to escape. If he really lets him escape, we will fail. Hearing this, Xiaoyu raised his eyebrows. "So, I am the bait." "No, you not a bait." Sarutobi Hirazen said seriously. "I don't want to arrange it this way, but this is the best tactic I can think of. According to my understanding of Orochimaru, he seems to like Sharingan very much. You will lead him first and you will definitely be able to lure him out. Quote. Sha Yu, I know you have emotions, but this is all for the stability of the village. Imagine, if Orochimaru does something to the women in the village again in the future, and it happens to make all your wives and concubines pregnant, is that really good? Question mark quote. This is not what I want to see, and I believe you don't want to. The arduous task of getting rid of Orochimaru is imminent. Sha Yu, I believe you will not care about your sacrifice. Remember, you are not a bait, you will always be a part of Konoha, and my apprentice Jiraiya and Tsunade will definitely protect you. Looking at Sarutobi Hiruzen's sanctimonious and emotional appearance, Sha Yu sneered at it. This old man is really good at talking. If he knew that Orochimaru was pregnant with my child, I wonder what kind of expression he would have. If he knew that those women were pregnant by me, hee. That expression would be very exciting. Sha Yu thought to himself, it's almost time, it's almost time. Sarutobi Hiruzen, before I kill you, I will definitely let you feel the feeling of being abandoned by everyone. After a short silence, got it, thank you for your concern, Lord Hokage. This is a serious matter. I will prepare it now. Well, very good. Sarutobi Hiruzen was very satisfied, and his eyes narrowed into a slit when he smiled. He stood up and gently patted Sha Yu on the shoulder. Sha Yu, the future of the village depends on you. If the plan to eliminate Orochimaru's forces can be successfully completed this time, I will inform the daimyo of the Land of Fire and let you be my successor. I am old and I don't have many years left. I really think highly of you. He started to paint a big picture again. Sha Yu couldn't help but sneer in his heart. Wait for you to die. Hee, who doesn't know that you are the best at saving your life? In the First Ninja World War, you relied on the cover of the second Hokage Senju Tobirama to return to the village and save your life. In this war, 4 Kages died from the 5 major countries. In the Second Ninja World War, the Kages of other villages took their ninjas to fight, but you sent 3 disciples to the Rain Country to deal with Hanzo, and sent Hatake Sakumo to the Wind Country to deal with the Sand Country, while you stayed in the village. In the Third Ninja World War, the Third Raikage fought alone with the 10,000 ninjas of the Rock Country for 3 days and 3 nights to protect the younger generation and died of exhaustion. However, you sent a large number of young ninjas to the battlefield under the pretext of insufficient manpower. Obito died in the Battle of Canopy Bridge, and Might Guy fought against the 7 ninja swordsmen alone in the Mist Country to protect the young Might Guy, and finally died. In these vigorous ninja world wars, each ninja made his own name, and even if his life was lost, it was talked about as a good story by later generations, but only you did not leave any highlights. I haven't even seen you on the battlefield. You just stay in the village. How ridiculous. You can stay in the village, but you can't catch up with what's happening in the village. On the night of the 9 Tails, when you were dawdling to put on your uniform, your disciple, the 4th Hokage Minato Namikaze, had already beaten Obito and then the 9 Tails. After finally arriving, you were a spectator who didn't shout, "Come on," for a long time. At the end, everything was over before you said, "Don't worry, Minato, Kushina, I will take good care of your children." Fortunately, Orochimaru came up with the Konoha collapse plan in the later period, so you had a highlight. The only one. A person who survived from the First World War to the later period, and was the shadow of the strongest ninja village, actually only left one memorable battle. How ridiculous. Sha Yu became more and more angry as he thought about it. These past memories made him hate the 3rd Hokage more and more. It's really not enough to kill him 10,000 times. It is hard to relieve hatred without destroying the heart. Hokage, I will go down and prepare first. Well, go ahead, and be sure to return safely. I'll wait for your good news, Sha Yu. I will. Sha Yu turned around and walked out the door. Hee. Sarutobi Hiruzen picked up the pipe and took a deep puff. My plan is perfect. After this battle, I will no longer be a threat. At the same time, at the ninja school. It's time to go home. The 8-year-old Naruto ran out of the school gate excitedly and shouted to his friends in front of him, "Hey! Let's go together, it's just on the way." When the friends saw that it was Naruto, they quickly hid aside and cursed, "Stay away from me, my mother won't let me play with you." Quote. Hearing this, Naruto stopped where he was, feeling a little disappointed. But it was only for a moment, and a smile appeared on his face again. Naruto has gotten used to the attitude of others towards him. He knows how to deal with such cold eyes and disgust. That is to make himself very happy, at least on the surface. Hee, you bunch of idiots, I wanted to treat you to ramen, since you don't seize the opportunity, don't blame me. Naruto's cheerfulness is always the same. A man with white hair is behind Naruto, smiling at him. This kid has really grown up. All the way, Jiraiya has been following Naruto. People around him treated little Naruto as if he were a plague god, and they even spoke ill of him from time to time. Jiraiya saw all these scenes. Although he was very angry, he was more helpless. Because the villagers really couldn't be blamed for this. After all, they didn't understand and didn't know the truth. They only knew that Naruto was a natural disaster demon fox, and that countless families were destroyed on the night of the nine-tailed fox, but they didn't know that the father of this monster was actually a hero of the village. The third generation didn't intend to let others know about this to prevent people from other villages from coveting the nine-tailed Jinchuriki. Jiraiya also approved of this decision. He understood that this was to protect Naruto. Little boy, I'm really happy to see that you can be so strong. Jiraiya was very grateful in his heart. It seemed that as the master said, he really took good care of Naruto. But until he saw what happened later, Jiraiya's heart was shaken. Little Naruto returned home alone with a smile. As soon as he entered the house, the smile on his face disappeared instantly, and the atmosphere of sadness enveloped the whole house. Looking at the empty house, little Naruto couldn't control himself anymore. He didn't even change his shoes, and fell on the bed and cried with his pillow in his arms. Jiraiya, who was hiding outside the window, realized that everything just now was just a disguise. Looking at little Naruto crying alone but no one to comfort him, Jiraiya felt very sad. Such a young child has to bear so much alone, and pretend to be happy in front of outsiders. Ah, Jiraiya sighed deeply. Perhaps he was tired of crying. Little Naruto wiped his eyes and got up from the bed, took out a box of ramen, and waited quietly for the water in the pot to boil. Jiraiya then noticed that on the dining table, there were boxes of empty instant ramen. Does this kid always eat this on weekdays? Jiraiya couldn't stand it anymore. Sizzle. The window was opened by Jiraiya from the outside. Hey, kid, come with me, I'll treat you to real ramen. Very nutritious, with barbecued pork. Perhaps because he was used to being lonely, the sudden voice of a stranger in the house scared little Naruto and he almost fell off the chair. Who are you? I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.